IHOP horror story.
When you work in a chain, sometimes a small mistake can cause a terrible incident. During my time working for IHOP, I made a mistake which brought about a horrible consequence I'd never forget. The manager said that today there would be a new employee working with me in my shift. That was good news to me after a long time working alone. That morning, I waited for a long time but didn't see anyone. I was about to call the manager when a man appeared. He stood at the door and looked around for a while. I thought it was the new employee, so I walked up to him and said, "Oh, are you the new employee? It's pretty late. Come on, get in and change your clothes." I gave him the uniform. He walked out with a rather happy face. "Excited? First time working, right?" He said nothing, just stood there and smiled. "Okay, John, now your first task is to clear the table," I told him. John quickly went to the tables and collected dirty dishes. Suddenly, he approached a table where the customer had not finished eating. He took the pancake off the plate on their table and stuffed it into his mouth and ate it like he was starving. I rushed there. "Hey, what are you doing?" He turned to look at me with his mouth full of pancake. Sorry about that. I'll make some more for you." I apologized to the customer and quickly dragged him into the kitchen. "Are you crazy? Have you ever worked anywhere?" I asked him. "No," he said. As expected, he was a newbie who was also a bit overactive. I taught him some basic rules and he seemed to understand them. But then bad things started to happen. When I was making a cake in the kitchen, I suddenly heard a loud scream. I looked up and saw John holding a pancake and stuffing it into a guest's mouth. She seemed to be choking. Her face turned red and she couldn't breathe. John was still trying to hold her head and he stuffed it in. "John! John, stop!" I called, but he didn't answer. He just kept cramming pieces of cake into her mouth. I rushed out and held him. While the customers in the store at this time were so scared, some of them ran out of the store. Some even say they would call 911. "Why did you do that to our customer?"
They said they wanted me to feed them pancakes. I just did what they told me to.
I tried to drag him into the kitchen. He struggled and jumped out of my hands. At this point, the phone rang. I ran into the kitchen. "Hello?"
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that John's not ready yet. So you're still on your own today.
I shockingly turned to the guy standing beside me. "So that guy's not John? Hey, can you call 911 for me? Hurry up!" That madman was standing at the front door, so I could only sneak out through the back door. Suddenly, he turned around to look at me. "What are you doing?"
Huh?
I panicked and was about to run away when he chased after me. He grabbed me by the collar and said, "Please, teach me how to make pancakes." "Why?" "Because you hired me," he said in an amused tone. Then he dragged me into the kitchen and stared at me. I had to follow him because he was holding a sharp knife in his hand. I trembled, reluctantly teaching him how to bake. "All right, you get it?" I asked him. Since he turned the stove on too hot, the pancakes started to burn. "Turn it down." I panicked and backed away. He tried to turn down the knob, but mistakenly turned it clockwise, and the fire flared up. He frantically used his bare hands to put out the fire.
It's on fire. My pancakes are on fire. Ow! Ah! Ah!
The flames clung to his hand and began to spread over him. "Oh, God! Oh, God, you're so crazy!" I stepped back. He turned and looked at me and reached for me.
I'm burned! I'm burned!
"Don't get close to me!" I yelled and pushed him away, but he kept walking towards me. Frightened, I quickly ran out of the kitchen, and now I could hear the police sirens in the distance. I rushed out of the store, and the madman was still in there screaming.
Too hot! Too hot!
My eyes met his, and I felt so guilty right then. I couldn't do anything but cry. The police and the fire brigade arrived shortly after I exited the store. The boy unfortunately suffered severe burns, and he died after being treated for 2 days. He showed signs of mental illness and snuck out of his house when no one was looking. It was the scariest memory I've ever had to this day. I always have nightmares about him on fire.